Hi students, you have now finished your introduction and your body paragraphs, and now it is time for the last two paragraphs of your argumentative essay. You're almost there. You need to write your counter argument rebuttal paragraph and then your conclusion. So we're going to start with the counter argument and rebuttal. So when you're writing your essay, it's important that you present the counter argument, what the other side thinks. Okay. So in your essay, you want to acknowledge what the other side is thinking and arguing. Why do we do that? Well, you're going to be a more trustworthy source and credible source of information if the reader knows that you did consider what the other side thinks. If you refuse to even listen to the other side, then you seem like someone who's not a very good critical thinker and doesn't really want to know the truth. So in an argumentative paper, we always want to address what the other side thinks. But now after we do that, we want to offer what is called a rebuttal. And this is where we state what the other side thinks, the counter argument, but then we show how that is wrong, how our idea is still the best. Okay? One thing we don't ever do is we don't just say the other side is dumb or they don't know what they're talking about or that they're wrong. That's not going to get the reader's attention. They're just going to think you're a goober and you don't know what you're talking about. So we have to say what the other side thinks and then prove through evidence and ideas that our argument is still stronger. Now, when you write your argument, counter-argument paragraph, you want to make sure the reader knows this is not what you think. Because if they don't know that, they're going to think, wait, I thought you were arguing this. Why'd you change your mind? So you have to use some phrases to start that paragraph so that the reader knows, oh, okay, he or she's telling me what the other side thinks. So you might start off with some people believe that shows the reader it's not you, it's some other people. Others might argue, da-da-da-da-da-da. While it's true that da-da-da-da-da, of course, although many might claim da-da-da-da-da, you might say, on the other hand, some people think, anything like that that shows, okay, this paragraph is about what the others say, not what this writer thinks. Because if they think that you suddenly changed your mind in your paragraph or your paper, they're going to be really confused. So you have to introduce the argument that goes against yours, the counter argument, the counterclaim, the opposing viewpoint, and then you destroy it with many solid examples that prove, this is okay, this is not a big deal, your side is still better. And then usually you want a sentence that kind of sums up that argument, restates your point as a concluding sentence of this paragraph. Here is an example. Some may agree that students lack the responsibility to have drinks. Some may argue that students lack the responsibility to have drinks in class. This, however, is not true. So they mention the counter argument, what the other people think. Some may argue. That tells me, okay, it's not the reader who thinks this, it's some other people. Okay. Now, the writer has to prove that this isn't true. Students drink soda in the cafeteria all the time, and rarely is there a spill. Also, there could be a compromise where students only bring in clear liquids. This would eliminate any stains if there were a spill. A final reason is that there could be a rule that all drinks had to have a twist or a snap on lids. So all of these reasons show that the counter argument, it's not a big deal. That's not a good reason for the other side to have, because I gave all these better ideas through my rebuttal. Now I have to sum it up. These reasons eliminate the concern of our lack of responsibility. Here's another example. Some students and parents will still argue that their children have to come to school so that they don't get behind in their classes or miss out on anything. So there's the counter argument. Some students and parents are still going to argue this. They don't want their kids to miss out. Now here's my rebuttal. I have to prove it wrong. However, Will a student really retain the day's lesson if he's feverish and feeling like death? Will a student really be able to turn in quality work when she feels so ill? Besides, with school being one-to-one and using Google Classroom, students can keep up on most of their assignments from home in the comfort of their own bed while they rest. Okay, so there are my 3 reasons why that's not a good argument that they should come to school so they don't get behind. And now here's my closing sentence. Therefore, students should stay home if they are really ill. Okay, so in the counter argument, we mention what the other side thinks, and we say it in a way so the reader knows the side. Sorry, that's my dog, Riley. Shh. We say it in a way, a car drove by. Oh my gosh. We say it in a way so that the reader knows this is what other people think. Then we do a rebuttal and prove them wrong, and then we have a closing sentence. All right, last up, conclusion paragraph. This is very similar with any type of essay writing. So this is going to be almost identical to how we did our research papers. So there's 3 parts. You're going to restate your claim thesis, but you're going to say it in a new way, new wording, so it's not just copy and pasted over. But still, you've already come up with your claim, so you just have to think of a way to reword it. Then you're going to recap your 3 reasons, your 3 body paragraph reasons. Again, you already came up with those 3 reasons. You already did the hard part. Now you just have to restate it to remind the reader of all of your awesome ideas. And then the last one, you want to leave that reader thinking. You want to leave them still processing your essay. So maybe you pose some final question that gets them thinking that relates to your topic. Maybe you end with an appropriate quotation, like you found a quote from somebody that has to do with your topic that'll get them thinking. Maybe you give some sort of prediction. Maybe you call them to action. You say, what are you going to do to help? Or you call them to help in whatever your topic is about. So here's an example. Drinks in class could be seen as a positive thing, and there are many reasons why. So this restates the person's thesis that we should be able to have drinks in class. Now here are their 3 reasons. The use of beverages would eliminate students asking to leave class for the water fountain, which would cut down on class disruptions. There would be fewer people roaming the halls, and that would be good for security. There's reason number 2. Not only this, but it would give the student body a chance to show they are mature enough to handle responsibility. Reason number 3. Now here's their final thought, their call to action. Riley, hush! Consider letting students have this privilege to prove they deserve it. So one last final thought, trying to get the reader to do something. Last example. In conclusion, students who are seriously ill and are contagious should stay home and get better. Restated thesis. Students will recover more quickly if they're home resting. That's reason 1. In addition, students who try to tough it out are less productive. Reason 2. Lastly, these seriously ill students risk hurting the rest of us by sharing their germs. Reason 3. And look at my transitions. In conclusion, in addition, lastly. Using those transitions will help your paper. Here's my final thought. Yes, teachers want students in class so they are learning and not falling behind. However, truly ill and contagious students are better served by resting at home. Let's be responsible and intelligent. Here's my call to action. If you have a fever or projectile vomiting, stay home. All right, so there are some examples for your conclusion. This is probably the easiest part because you've already done the first 2 parts. You just have to reword it, and now you need to come up with something creative at the end. Good luck.